6 years after dying, I returned from the underworld to settle a massive debt. An orphan with no family, I went straight to my best friend. As I entered her house, text flashed before my eyes. The tragic heroine's having a breakdown, smashing all the male leads luxury gifts. Her husband cheats, her son rejects her, she's been suicidal. Everyone's too scared to go in. Wait, who just tore the door off its hinges? That was me. I grabbed her wrist as she was about to cut it and exclaimed, Claire, you know I'm scared of snakes. Except that Bulgari serpenti on you. Hold off on dying. I've got underworld debts to pay. She stopped crying, dropped the knife, and started chasing me. You brat. Never visited in dreams, but when in debt, you come to me? The comments were stunned. Now that's a friendship that feels like a home invasion. When I burst into the master bedroom of my best friend Claire's luxurious mansion, she was in the middle of slitting her wrists. The house staff were just about to rush in and stop her. I beat them to it, grabbing her wrist and flashing her a thumbs up. Well, bestie, showing off your $1 million Bulgari serpenti without me. Claire stared at me, completely bewildered. The staff crowded in the doorway were aghast. The floating comments filled the air with question marks. Lady, are you seeing what I'm seeing? She's trying to kill herself and you're admiring her bracelet. Talk about reading the room. Claire looked at me, her eyes swollen to the size of walnuts, glistening with tears. The despair in them was now mixed with utter shock. I remembered her as she used to be, vibrant and beautiful, with a long, curly high ponytail, resilient and full of bright hopes for the future. She used to always say, Ava, when Murray and I get married, you have to be there. But looking at her now, her face pale and bloodless, her eyes dull and hopeless, her hair a tangled mess, her silk pajamas wrinkled from being tugged and twisted, it felt like a lifetime had passed. Claire was so thin she was practically a skeleton, as if a single touch would make her fall apart. I had never seen her so broken. A sharp, unexpected pain pierced my heart. 6 years. The moment I reappeared before her, she looked like she was about to faint. She just stared at me, her brain trying to catch up. I used her stunned silence to snatch the fruit knife from her hand and get a better look at the bracelet, which glittered blindingly under the lights. Bestie, you know I'm terrified of snakes, but I'll make an exception for Bulgari. Staring at my own bare wrist, I was consumed with envy. Shamelessly, I demanded, you brat, friends share everything. Take that diamond-encrusted thing off and let me try it on. The staff gaped at me as if I'd told the world's worst joke. One of them, unable to stomach my audacity, spoke up. Who let you in here? Have you no manners? That's $1 million bracelet. You think she's just going to give it to you? You. But in the next second, Claire stopped crying. She wiped her tears away messily and, in front of everyone, slipped the bracelet off her wrist and onto mine. Her voice was raspy and low, catching with sobs. If you told me you liked it, I would have bought you one too. The staff looked at each other, their eyes about to pop out of their sockets. She actually gave it to her? After the staff dispersed, I glanced at the empty doorway, then dragged the door I'd removed back into place to block the opening. Ignoring the absurdity of the situation, I slyly pulled a piece of paper from my pocket. It was an IOU. I presented it to Claire with my most charming, sycophantic smile. Bestie, guess what fantastic souvenir I brought back for you from my little trip to the underworld. Claire's mood was still heavy, but at least for the moment, the thought of suicide seemed to have vanished. But after she unfolded my IOU for a ludicrously massive sum, she transformed back into the wild woman I knew from our school days. No more staring blankly into space, no more pondering the meaning of life. She snatched up the fruit knife I tossed aside and started chasing me. When she screamed my name, her voice was no longer weak. It was loud enough to scare the birds from the trees in the garden. The commotion brought the staff running back, only to find the scene. Claire, wielding a fruit knife, was chasing me all over the room. Ava, you deadbeat. You don't visit me in my dreams once, but the second you're in debt, you come crawling back to me? Do I owe you something from a past life? I'm going to kill you. If